How tough is it to adapt to these new things that are like the new industries of tomorrow? Are people having an easy time with it? What's your take?
So I'll tell you a quick story. One major money manager said to me, they said they're looking at where the CEO spends his or her time. And they said if they're not spending their time leading their employees through this change, which is really hard, then they're wondering whether they should invest in this company at the end of the day. Because it's very hard at the end of the day. You're teaching people who have done things the same way for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you're teaching them to do something different. But at the end of the day, if the goal is to deliver shareholder value, that investment in employees is one of the most critical things companies need to do.
Yeah, it's interesting that you would say the investor said, I may not invest in if he's not doing this, because this business is affecting all sorts of things, not just affecting the workplace, it's affecting who's going to invest in your company.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Now, you said a moment ago another issue on the minds of CEOs are M&A. So we've seen activist investor campaigns popping up. That's been a consistent gain, increasing 18% annually over the past 6 years. Tell us about that. What are you seeing in terms of activism out there in M&A?
So activism is alive and well. At the end of the day, we don't see it going away. And what we're really seeing is clients focus more and more on acting like an activist before one shows up. So that means the CEOs not being insular, the CEOs being closer to the business so they understand what's really happening in their business, and then looking at their businesses objectively. And the board plays a key role here as well. One of the biggest risks in corporate America is that a company is too insular or that the senior management team is too far away from the business. And if they are, the activism will come in and point that out. The real challenge is for companies to look at themselves objectively. Is my portfolio the right portfolio? Are my margins where they should be? Is a competitor beating me out? And those hard, candid questions need to be asked more. Companies that are asking them, they're avoiding the activists. Companies that aren't, the activists are showing up and they're pointing it out.
Yeah, because the last thing a company wants, or a CEO who's firmly in charge wants, is Nelson Peltz calling up and saying, guess what, you haven't grown in 5 years and, you know, you need to do this and do that and change your business this way. And I'm going to start buying stock and more stock, and I'm going to force you to do it.
That's right. And that causes us all, we need to be less polite in the boardroom, less polite in the C-suite, and call it out. Because if you don't call it out, that phone call is not going to be pleasant, that letter is not going to be pleasant, that video is not going to be pleasant that comes out of your company.
Yeah, and in terms of M&A, are you expecting M&A in general to pick up, whether it's an activist or a strategic buyer, as they call it?
The M&A market is strong, and we see it getting stronger. Two factors driving that. Companies are looking at their portfolios, and they're saying portfolios are too broad. We need to simplify the portfolio, because as you digitize, it's hard to digitize a broad portfolio, so you narrow it. So we see a lot of assets coming to market. On the other hand, there's a lot of money coming into the U.S., given that what a strong market it is, and companies have tax reform money to put to work, and so you saw strong demand on the buy side. So we see prices staying high, a lot of assets coming to the marketplace, and good opportunities for M&A.
You know, all this talk about digitization and how that's sort of driving some mergers, it just reminds me of the fact that this is something that's going to constantly change, and people need to adapt to it. So where do you see the industries that are adapting mostly? I mean, it's not just, you know, technology-related industries. I mean, you're seeing the trucking industry, the automobile industry, going through massive just revolutions, right?
So, I mean, it almost affects every industry, and I'm even going to break it down. It's companies within industries. It's industries. We often think of digitization as a website, or we think of it as a retail company. If you look at insurance, back offices are just being completely transformed, where throughput is now 85% without touching a human element. We're seeing people use data analytics in the way claims are being processed or underwriting is done. We're seeing it in retail, manufacturing, across the board. But we need to think of digitization as just even driving costs out of the back office, but also then adding a different value proposition. And that's happening in almost every industry.
That's really exciting stuff. Tim, it's great to have you on the program.
Thanks, Maria. Good to be here.
Thank you so much. Tim Ryan is from PwC this morning.